I speak for an entire millennial generation that grew up with this whole, like, all I could say is, thank you for very much for being a part of our childhoods.
Well, myself and Ed, as well as Double D and Eddie, and Plank and the Kanker sisters, and Sarah and Jimmy and Johnny and Kevin, everybody. Everybody just said hello through me. Okay, I talked to them earlier, and that's what they all said. But Plank actually said this.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Everything on the altitude.
Yeah, my pins blew up, and everything's due to high altitude.
That's it. Too many
love it
beers.
here.
Yeah, you know what you blame? The altitude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Always. Mile high. Okay, so on that note, before we fully begin, let me introduce you by their actual names. So we have Sam Vincent. Hello, everyone. Oh, we have Peter Clemens.
Hello, Urban Rangers.
And he's Goku as well, by the way. Goku. Then we have the amazing Matt Hill.
Hi, Sparklies.
And the legendary Tony Sampson. So, as we begin, is this the first time all four of you have sat together in a con on a panel?
Yes.
Yes, this is the first time all four of us have been here together.
Yep.
Yeah.
First time.
Round of applause. That's a big one. So, on that note, we know this is the 25th anniversary.
That's right.
It's big. And not only that, we ended up getting the Funko Pops that were just recently released.
Yeah.
Those are amazing. That's old school. Okay.
I will be your microphone, buddy.
Thank you, buddy.
So, as we get into this, I like to do a little segment, which some of you, if you've been in my panels this whole weekend, it's called Giving Flowers, right?
Giving flowers.
Yes, I didn't bring any, or jawbreakers.
Okay.
So,
I have a question.
Yes.
What was that again? Did you say giving grouse or giving grouse?
Flowers.
Oh, flowers. Thank you. I can hear now. Okay, I'm here. Sorry, Daniel. Sorry. We're here for you. Okay.
So, so as we get in, I'm gonna do my best not to choke up on stage, but these four they're like family to me as well, right? And they are one of the greatest individuals that if you sit with them, take the time, you'll understand that they put in their hearts into their roles and so to make those 10 years incredibly special. And some of you known each other for like 30 years. But beyond that, what you guys were going through in your personal and professional time period that I know, and what you did to make so many of us and our lives better, I couldn't be more appreciative. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You are welcome. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Ed Brothers and Rolf. I love you guys.
So, when you sit in front of all these lovely faces, all these beautiful smiles, right?
Yes.
And you think of the longevity of your beautiful careers, everything you've done in between, personal, professional, and then knowing that those 10 years that you've put in every bit of sweat, tears, maybe destroying a few vocal cords here and there, just for the sake of putting on the best foot forward and making us smile. What does that feel for you guys, to know they're here for you?
Well, for me, getting to meet, we never had it in Canada. So I had no idea how it affected anything, really. So to meet everybody and see the amount of joy that it brought.
Make Eddie cry. Make Eddie cry.
I can't make Eddie cry. Happy crier. I can't do the heartfelt stuff gets me. But no, seeing like how much happiness it brought changed my view on it all. So yeah, it made it worth it, you know? Because it was kind of hard. But, yeah.
Round of applause, everybody. Yeah, you guys are awesome. The fans are so awesome. Everybody who comes up to us, every time you tell us that we just had such a fun and great impact on your childhood, we know it's coming from your heart, and hits us. It hits us.
It really does. I mean, the biggest compliment that I get, that I think I receive at the table, is saying, you know, this is my childhood, like you just mentioned, and so many people come up and they say that they can relate to Single D or Double D or Rolf because they were like maybe a kid who had foreign parents, and there's a lot of them. They related to him or some of the Kanker sisters, what have you. It was just so cool that what we did resonated with somebody on a kind of a personal level, and I never get tired of hearing it.
It's like we know as actors, because the love for each other is real, because we kind of we bonded over this show and a lot of the other stuff we get to do. But this show in particular, there's something about it, you guys, that we get that feedback loop all the time saying you don't understand how much these characters meant to me, or because I was going through a really tough time, I was being bullied in high school, or I lost a sibling to suicide, or you know what I mean, or just like, oh my God, every single day I ran home because I knew I could watch Ed, Edd and Eddy and laugh my brains out. Right? It's like, oh my God.
My mom hated the show, and I had to watch it when she wasn't around.
Woo, thank you, Mom, for letting me show.
It was like some filthy secret for some people, you know. Like,
What are you watching? And you're like, oh, this happened.
Oh, totally. So we really, you guys, thank you for being along on this journey, because honestly, you've given us the greatest life ever. Yeah, we love you guys.
Round of applause.
Yeah.
Yo, just keep
Eddie means this.
sure, this is your fault, Daniel. Yeah.
Okay, so I say Daniel has a superpower, and it's making people cry.
Oh, yeah,
I've seen that. But then he cries too, so it's like, what kind of superpower is that? You're just like, anyway, go on. Thank you, Sam. I didn't out you.
He's crying. He's crying right now. He's crying.
There will be tissues available after this panel. Thank you for coming. Bye.
They're and I resonate. I mean, obviously, I'm a big fan of nostalgia. That's part of my life and who I am, right? I mean, that's my Instagram handle, nostalgicdza. But nostalgia is who I am, and you guys are that staple for me, right? And
We're his chunky puffs.
there you go. So on that note, now you know how much you meant to us. Now let's talk about when you guys were in the booth with each other, because 10 years is a long time if you really think about it, right? So, all right, let's talk about just a few things that you're allowed to share of what it was like to bring these iconic characters not just to life, right? Because that's what you did, but with each other. What was that like?
So Matt is the only person on the show I didn't threaten to punch in the face.
Okay, and so do the math on that. It was usually just myself, Matt, and Tony
Oh, yeah, no, the
in
other
the
one.
studio. So you could do the math on that one, who he wanted to punch in the face.
But it didn't start that way.
No, it didn't.
Initially,
And it wasn't just there. You go in the booth as well.
in the booth.
Oh yeah, on the other side of the glass too.
But initially, we all recorded together. All the cul-de-sac kids were in the room together. But the problem was we would laugh our asses off so much that they eventually said, "That's it!" They separated us like a kindergarten class that was getting into too much shit.
And they didn't like paying
That's
them
it.
for as long as it took me to get my lines out.
No, but that's what they said. They said, okay, now the Eds are going to record in one session, and the rest of you kids are going to record after the Eds. So they actually did split us up.
So Rolf was the ringleader of the other group, as you can imagine.
Even at being the voice of Rolf, I never knew what was coming in the script, and until we got there, because we would do a read through when we got there with the new scripts. And oh man, like it's a good thing we did a read through, because I would be laughing my ass off at my own lines. Because I mean, all the characters are funny, but Rolf had an extra layer of just kind of crazy foreign funny, which
I just want to put a quick add to like one of the most epic Rolf moments ever is the song that he sang in the Christmas special. Yes, my ex, like that. That is just high level Rolf awesomeness.
And when I didn't even know I was doing a song until I went to work that day. And they go, oh, you're singing a song after lunch. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't sing. And they're like, no, you're singing. I'm singing what? And they go, well, here's the music. And they hit play, and all of a sudden, I'm expecting some silent night melody. No, it's like, I'm like, seriously? I'm like, I said either we're gonna be here for 4 hours, or I might get lucky and we'll get it right out of the gate. So 2 takes. Got lucky.
That's good.
And we
round of applause for that, man.
No, good.
That's like one of the most classic moments ever.
I've just still been there 25 years later. Is that Christmas episode done? No, he's screwing up the song.
Okay, so on that note, before I get into my next question, Peter, this one is actually for you. What is it like being a meme icon where you've not only, and an icon in the industry, but where you've been Goku and you've been Ralph at the same time? I mean, seriously.
I think I can describe that in one phrase, something like this.
Round of applause.
That sums it up. No other discussion needed.
That would happen,
Just-
actually.
Yeah.
Well, that would
Rolf would be pulling out the 3-shoe beating and the
Rolf
with a big fish.
Rolf would have super moves where he's just like throwing
Victor would pounce on him from behind.
Get him off me!
This is how it is with them. Seriously, it's a fun that never
And
ends.
everything was downhill from there.
Okay, so
Like honestly, you can see the producers going, oh wait, this is so, because they're loving it, it's funny, and Danny was happy, because when Danny was happy, we were doing a good job. But then all of a sudden, you could see them going like, they're taking too long, right? And so, they're counting the numbers. So after that first one that went epically long, they're like, all right, never again. And then that's when they split us up, and well, we had,
These poor guys, especially out of all of us, Danny was very, let's say, particular about the way a certain line had to be said. Right. Perfectionist, very particular, however you want to say it. But there were some times that when we witnessed these poor guys, I shit you not, 30, 40 times on a line, sometimes 50, to the point where the line doesn't even make sense. But you know what the coolest part was? Once they finally said we got it, even in the booth we go over and like high five each other, like it was like, hey, you got this. We all really had each other's backs that way.
Yeah, there was never retakes. Like, you never came back and had to do it again because you already did it 500 times.
yeah.
Well, and also we knew we had Danny. Like literally, this was about all we got at the end of 50 takes or whatever. He'd be like, well, that's the best they got. All right, move on, right? We're like, okay, I think I'm gonna live again today. Okay, we get to go home, get to get some nourishment. But like I said, out of all the shows that we've done together, we never had to come back and do pickups, which a lot of shows you have to, right? So I gotta say that's a testament to Danny and his vision, because he said, you know what, I'm not gonna let it go till it's done. But we also worked our what's off too, right? So yeah.
I love it. Round of applause, everyone. That's great. And before I get into my next question, that is the testament of what I said a little while ago, where these fine gentlemen, and so many in the industry, that not many know about what really goes on in the boxing ring, you know, and to make all of this come true is the amount of retakes or energy, or just like how much effect it can have on your throw and so many other things as well. So that's why while we were busy, you know, growing up and going through what we were going through to even smile, they were going through what they were going through to make us smile. So seriously, that's humongous.
Totally worth it.
Thank you, man.
So now, next question. Obviously, we know how it was behind the scenes, right? But when it comes to the episodes that you were recording, can you look back and think of a singular episode that either hit the hardest because of what you made, what you were going through at that time possibly, or which episode hit the hardest knowing what you guys went through with each other to get to where you were and maybe why?
The Big Picture Show.
That's a good one.
My favorite.
You know, there was the episode where Rolf was in the spelling bee, and then he got really nervous and really scared, and I had to do these takes of like these breaths. You can even hear the saliva in his mouth. And it was just take after take. When I saw the final product, it was hysterical because then he just freaks out. And it just kind of summed up that you never knew what you were up against sometimes, and you might be scared, but you get through it. I guess is the life lesson there for me.
Awesome. I have to go back to Jingle Jingle Jangle just because it was the first time that I was doing a holiday special for me, and the fact that it was an Ed's holiday special, that was for me was like big in just in my own personal nostalgia thing, growing up with all the stuff I grew up and like, I get to do a holiday special, I'm so excited. So that was me kind of, that kind of like hit me hard. Doing something like that was fun. And then Boo Ha Ha and all the other stuff that came. I was like, yes, I love this. So, and now, you know, people will watch that every year. If they're a hardcore Ed fans, they will, you know?
And also, I'm gonna throw in the worst person to have in the booth was Erin Fitzgerald, because she could not stop laughing. Like, she wouldn't laugh during the take. She would contain herself, like with her hand over her mouth, but she'd be shaking until you got the line out, and then they'd say, kind of like, ah! But you knew out of the corner of your eye that she was gonna burst, and you just knew you were waiting for it to happen.
Yeah.
Once again, your fault.
It was awesome. Okay, so right before we get into our next segment, I have one last question for you guys. I may know the answer, but that's because obviously I know. But for the rest of everyone here, which character do you wish or secretly wish that you could have gotten to record? Out of the cast? Out of the cast.
That's a good one.
If not your own character.
Oh. I'll pick a canker. No. I don't know. That's a tough one to say. I mean, I love Ed, Single D Ed, and I love Matt. So I would have liked to done Ed for. Well, we did have that episode where we were all making fun of each other's voices and trying to be. You know, Tony was like,
I'm Double D and I'm a D. And I'm like, oh, really? You think that's funny? Well, let's.
you know, like that was a good episode. But I'd like to be Ed for a day.
But before I got Rolf, I know I've told the story to some people individually, but I auditioned for every single male character on the show. Like every one of you guys, Kevin, John, everybody, and I got nothing. And then there was another actress who was auditioning for the show, and I went with her. And Terry Clausen ran out of the studio with new sides, and he said, hey, for a neighbor kid character, take a look and come in. So I had 5 minutes with it, and I ran in, and it was like,
Hello, Ed Boys.
and they're like,
That's 5 more minutes
"We
than you
like
had of the
that."
song.
Yeah, we like that, yeah, really. But that's how it started for me.
I
But
didn't know that story.
When I look back, like when you see the other characters and just this amazing job, each of them giving their own spin on things, like Johnny just destroyed me every time with Keenan. Because it was just this innocent, shaky little boy.
Sarah, I'm scared, Sarah.
It was always this meek little thing, and you just wanted to give him a hug.
And you had to see Keenan grow up too. Like he was with us for 5 years, and he was young, and then
He started at 15.
Yeah, he just got bigger and bigger and bigger. But the thing is, he can still do the voice. And I think they had to whip him and train him. Like, you're not allowed to have your voice change, Keenan. He's like, I'll try my best.
Don't go through puberty, Keenan.
Yeah.
It's not okay.
I know you're 18 now, but just forget about it. God, absolutely. Well, it's so funny, because all these guys, I mean, I worked obviously with these two mostly, but secretly, I sometimes tried to do Rolf's voice at home, and sorry, can I swear? I shit the bed so bad, and I was like, nope, glad I didn't get that one. So, but like you guys were saying, everybody put such incredibly creative take on the role, and I give that up to the writers, to Danny, to everybody that was literally pushing us to go, no, take it to another level, right? And make sure we get in within 4 hours. So we had this timeline, so energy became this whole thing that we lived by when we were recording, right? But it's a testament to the show, right? Because it has this pace. And if Danny didn't hear it, it was like, oh boy, oh no, I'm that guy this episode. Danny doesn't, and then we'd stop the take and we wouldn't go forward until, all right, that's the best you got. We're like,
And we almost never had guest stars on the show. Like, it was pretty much us. So it was a real family in that room. Like, it was a real camaraderie that exists today, 25 years later.
Whatever, dorks. Kevin, how do you get water from the star? I love chickens double day.
Round of applause, everyone.
I love Ed Single D.
Awesome. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the next segment, where basically we're gonna play a couple of games, right? Where we're gonna have Sam Vincent play Rolf, and Peter, you'll play Double D. Ed, you will play Eddie. Eddie, you will play Ed. So, a couple of lines as if how you would do it if you were Rolf, and how you would do one of his lines if you were, yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Just start now?
just start now. Let's start with you.
Oh, right. Hey, boys! Oh, Nana's back here will not support sex tomfoolery!
That's awesome. Round of applause, everyone.
Eddie, I think we're jawbreakers.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
No.
That's why I didn't get the role of everybody else in the show.
Rolf. That was like perfect as Double D trying to do Rolf, and Rolf trying to do Double D. It's perfect.
That's awesome.
so I'm supposed to play, oh my God. Yeah, hey, where's the corner, dorks? Huh? Is that okay? I
dug a hole over there, and then look at this birdie. I like birds double day.
Nice work.
You're hired. So, the main purpose behind this little game, it was to teach everyone of the importance of perfect casting and the amount of callbacks I'm sure many of you probably went through for these roles.
We set a record.
And how many?
I think it was officially 8 callbacks until they finally, which usually when you get the show, you usually know like maybe 2, maybe 3 callbacks. But yeah, we set a record 8 in Vancouver for that show. Yeah, so good things to come, people.
Awesome. All right. So now we get into our next game.
Thank you, I know that information. Sorry. Oh, is this are we gonna do a drawing? Oh,
Possibly.
wow. What card do I get, Daniel? Wow. Thank you, buddy. What does this look like?
You are bachelor number 3.
Why does yours
Eddie was number 1, 2, or 3.
Ooh, all right. So if you sat in the other panels of mine, you would know why this is very important to me. So what's gonna happen is you guys are gonna have 1 minute to draw your own characters from memory. Oh, best you can.
Remembering.
Ready? Uh-oh. Your own characters by memory. Ready, set, go. All right, so who do we think will have the best drawing? Ed? Any hands for Ed? Okay, there's a couple of you. What about Eddie? All right, I like that. And what about Ralph? All right, we're 30 seconds in. Okay, and what about Double D? Oh, okay. All right. Oh, I'm sorry, we have 20 seconds remaining.
Oh, shit.
You're okay. 15 seconds. All right, everyone, a countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's do it.
All right, 1, 2, 3. You'll turn it around now. Woo! All right, so. Oh. Yeah. Yep. All right, so hands up for Ed, for Matt Hill. How many of you? Okay. What about Tony Sanson? That's awesome. All right. What about Ralph? Oh yeah.
That's pretty good.
It's the
Thank you, Ed boys.
It's the eyebrows. What about Double D Sam Vincent?
Thank you. Okay, so.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for playing.
All right.
That was great. So, the purpose of this was to showcase and share why we need artists, animators, creators in the world, right? Without animators, creators, artists, and voice actors, you'll never have what we have today. So you need both. Without one, there is none. So seriously, this is why artists and animators are so important.
All right. Give it up for the animators in the house. He's house. All you artists out there.
Awesome. All right.
Selling your art.
I'm gonna open up
Kudos to
the
you.
floor for some questions.
Hello, my name is Steven. So I'm kind of curious, were you guys asked to come back as the Eds in the Jellystone crossover, which had almost every Cartoon Network character? Nope.
No, we are not asked. No.
No,
What they said. No.
were there voices? Did people do voices?
Oh.
Okay.
Maybe sound
Sorry.
Okay.
And also adding on to it, the Eds kind of felt a little out of place because it was digital animation. You guys were like one of the last cell-based animated shows.
Oh yeah, the Danny. Yeah, I can guarantee you, Danny said no.
Exclamation point.
Thank you for your question.
Question over here.
All right. So question number 2.
Over here.
Come on, don't be shy.
Start your day right.
My name is Ben,
Hey Ben.
and my question is, what are your favorite and least favorite scams that the Eds pulled off?
Good scams.
I don't know if it's a scam. One of my favorites is when we wanted Rolf to feel like he was going back home and we tried to recreate his home world. That was one of my favorite episodes about the desperation of trying to keep that facade going was quite fun. I thought that was quite amusing. Oh, and one personal thing that I was quite proud of as Double D was then I created a potato peeling factory for Rolf in the shed, and that was one of my more successful enterprises. So I was kind of proud of that one.
There was one. It was the Kankers that kidnapped Plank, right?
I think they did, yeah.
Yeah. Horrible. Not horrible. And actually, you reminded me of this. That during the kidnapping, I think when he got shot up into the air, he landed in Rolf's mouth.
Yeah, there's a little thing that chip in Plank's. It was actually him going into Rolf's face and then being pulled out. His tooth kind of got stuck, and therefore that's how that was created.
So
that was kind of cool.
Influential in what
connection between Rolf and Plank. That,
right.
You know, it's important.
How do you get water from the stir?
That's my favorite scene.
I can't pick one anything. But I mean, everyone that like, were there any successful scams really? I mean, if you think about it, okay, there was. Yeah, I mean, they would get money sometimes. That is true. In that way, they were a success, but not without souls being destroyed. I guess is what I mean. All right, thanks for your question.
What up? What up?
Hi guys.
Hello.
Travis. I just wanted for you guys to talk about the importance of the music in Ed and Eddie, and like the intros and like the setting the tone and how that differentiated from other things.
The importance of whistling. Well, I mean, everything in that show was just done a little bit differently, but just fits so perfectly with the show. And the music is so great because it still holds up today. Like nothing feels like, it all feels timeless, even the music, you know? Like it doesn't feel like it's stuck in a time or an era or a thing. So the music was so essential to the show. Even the classic intro, but just the music is so, even at the time when it came out, I was like, I'd never been on a show that had that kind of music. And it was just so unique and different. And it still resonates today. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, and it's not like today where they're going to say, hey, AI, play something scary, and it spits something out. Back then, they took a lot of thought into it, and like we just said it, that it holds up till today because of all that. There was a lot of integrity and a lot of thought that went into every single aspect of the show.
For sure.
Awesome. All right, one last question.
Brandon. Doing great, buddy.
Okay, my question is what was your favorite moment from Ed and Eddie?
Honestly, one of my favorite episodes and moments is just the idea when Ed was just in a foul mood, and it all came down to a pebble in his shoe, and that was it. That was just kind of one of those classic moments for Ed, and it even got a pop made for that moment. So that's one of my favorite kind of just moments at the end. It's just like,
a pebble in his shoe? Really?
you know, any time that Ed had superhuman strength and had no idea what was going on, and it was just like, alley-oop, like it's just nothing, and he didn't even realize, and it's like, really? Anytime that happened, that was my favorite.
I mean, for me, it was Raw's propensity for violence. The interesting ways he came up with smacking these guys around.
Yeah.
It was like, there's 3 shoe beating that had him disciplined. It just hit him with a livestock. It didn't matter.
It could get dark too. I just went back to this episode called No Speak to Ed, and it's basically Rolf has the 3 Eds tied up in his woodshed, and he's been torturing them for hours, and it's just like, what the heck? Old school, old country, good beatings.
Absolutely. Oh my God. Yeah. What? I guess my personal one is I just loved Ed's pure joy for Christmas. Like, remember in the Christmas movie when he literally destroyed the house putting up the decorations for
Santa's
Santa Claus?
coming!
Oh, yeah. I mean, thankfully, because I love Christmas as my first one as well. But that scene, oh my God, you guys, it was so much fun to play, you know? And then I watched it, it was like, oh my God, thank you for letting me destroy the house.
And I just thought no matter what came up, your character it was the bright side of life, no matter what the hell it was.
Yeah.
Except when he was scared of Sarah and he was afraid if Sarah found out or Sarah was going to be mad. That was the only time you saw Eddie just like so scared. Sarah will find out. That was it.
But everything else, it's Halloween, pumpkins. It's Thanksgiving, turkey. It's Valentine's Day, chocolate. It's always the best thing that can happen.
Yeah.
And before we end, I mean, it's been a legendary panel. I really appreciate all of you. Two things before we let you go. One being, if you can quickly just give some of your favorite lines of your character from the show. Each one of you.
I'll start.
Good Lord, man. Is that the support beam to the house?
Yeah, good times.
I'm going to fire out two that are kind of my favorites. One is, your garden is overgrown. Your garden is overgrown and your cucumbers are soft. And my personal favorite was, do not burn the candle at both ends. It leads to the life of a hairdresser. I still don't know what it means, but it's my favorite line that I ever had.
I love Rolf's insults because it's like, your mother bakes cookies and they're subpar.
It's like so personal.
Or he would add in like Nana's body parts.
Yeah.
Oh, Nana's bunions.
Nana's back hair, everything.
Nana's back here.
Yeah. He's like up cooking up body parts in the backyard, you know?
Tastes like Victor's earwax.
Does it?
Oh, totally. Oh my God.
And yours?
Oh my God, my favorite line is probably like there's a few, but it's like you bet your sweet baby I love chickens, Eddie. You know, it's like that and a billion other combinations of that. You know, it's I'm so grateful I got to play Ed. Because shit.
Ed is the passion master. Everything that Ed likes, it's passion times 100. It is the best thing ever in the entire world, and that's why Ed rules.
Round of applause, everyone. All right, so the last thing that we have is a pretty big one for me. I know you guys done a lot in the booth, and you brought a lot, into our homes. Made a lot of differences, made so many people happy and smile. But when it comes to your personal life itself, I know some of you have done a great deal for society itself and have really gone through the trenches, literally, for the world. And Matt, I'd love for you to share just a little bit, if you can, about everything you've accomplished, your runs, your motivational talks, just everything you can share with us. I really appreciate it.
Wow. Yeah, well, it's funny. I've been a runner my whole life, and so there was a point where I wanted to do a run like my childhood hero, Terry Fox did, who in Canada was the first person to run across Canada. That absolutely, and he suffered from, he lost a leg from cancer. And so as a young child, he changed all of our lives because, we were watching this young kid running across our country with one leg, right? And it blew my mind. And for me, lit a fire inside me that I wanted to sort of do something in honor of my hero that was also giving back. And so little did I know that by running around North America, it was actually the gift of these cartoons Ed, Edd n Eddy specifically that was so resonating with the kids that we spoke to, right? Because we did all these school presentations while we ran 11,000 miles around.
How many marathons a week did you do?
Yeah, we did 369 marathons.
369 marathons.
Round of applause. So weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's 369 more marathons that I've ever done in my life.
Or will ever do.
Yeah, it took us a year and 3 days to do. But it was such a gift to be able to, go into people's lives to share this message. But I swear to God, it wasn't until I had the courage to be able to say, to go into a school of 2,000 kids and go, hey, you've got George White Baby, who wants to help save the planet with that, and my partner at the time, Stephanie, right? And all these kids were watching Ed, Edd n Eddy, so they were just like, oh my God, I'm in, what can I do? And so, in the gift of being able to go there with these characters, that we literally, because our last day of recording was serendipitously just before we went out on the tour. And so I got the gift of getting this instant feedback because this was before social media. So I had no idea how popular Ed, Edd n Eddy really was till we went into these schools, right? Oh my God, it's the greatest gift to be able to, touch their hearts, but also help inspire them to believe in a dream as well, by using this character named Ed from Ed, Edd n Eddy. And so it's just like, I got the greatest gift. Yeah, very proud of it. So, yeah, thanks. Thanks, Danny. Yeah, thanks, boys. These guys were all a part of it. You guys, okay.
You would text me and say, keep going, buddy.
Well, no, check it. I'd be like, Sam, we need a sub. You want to sub in? But all these guys were involved. We had a big fundraiser, right? And so, my Ed Gang guy, Pete did the the funniest stand-up that I've ever heard in my life, right? All our friends had bands. They came and supported this as well. And, Sam's on the video as well. Tony's in the video. So it's, again, a testament to these guys, right? We all have this village of people that we love and who love us. That if you it's like, hey, Maddie needs some help. Put me in, coach. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, I will. Now you got me. Thanks, Daniel.
I made another person cry.
No, but truly, I love these guys. Thank you for being in my life all these years, you guys, because, I'm the lucky one. Thanks, guys. And thanks for letting us be a part of your lives all these years, because, oh my God. You say that we changed your life, you also changed our lives, right? And you're here to give us that give back, so thank you. From our feet through our heart.
So, Matt understates a lot of things that he's done. Matt is, I can't help it. Matt is a truly beautiful human. If we had more of Matt's, the earth would definitely be a better place. But the reason that I'm here is because Matt asked me to do these. I'm glad he did because it's awesome. But, I would do anything for this person. Would never get enough from me.
Round of applause, everyone. For me, one of the coolest things we ever got to do related to the show was there were two instances where Make-A-Wish Foundation sent these two separate visits, these young boys that were terminally ill. And they could have gone anywhere. They could have gone to Disneyland. They could have gone in a submarine. They could have done anything they wanted, but they wanted to visit Ed, Edd n Eddy. So they took them to the studio where, Danny's studio where the artists were there. And for me, I entered in this, I'm gonna damn cry now. Dan, I just remember entering and this boy who was very frail, they just said, "This is Rolf." And he right away just said, "Ed, boys! with like the heart of a lion, and he was really good. And I stayed for as long as I could that day, and I gave him a hug, and I went to my car, and I was doing what I'm doing right now. I was crying for a while, but that was the most privileged thing to be able to do, is to make someone else's happy for a moment.
Round of applause for him. Thank you, seriously. Every single one of you for everything you've ever done. But more importantly, thank yourselves as well.
Yeah, big round of applause for you guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys.
Give it up for the cast of Ed and Eddie.